Hello guys, this is Solomon Kununku again from HISP Uganda. Now I would like us to install the database engine, which is Postgres. So let's open our folder again. Now in our folder we go to the database, the Postgres installers. In the Postgres installers we've got two of them. We've got the 32-bit and the 64-bit. So my machine is a 64-bit. If you just check it, just to be sure, go there, right click, come here, check, it's a 64-bit. I think yours also, if you do the same, it should be 64. If not, it should 32. If it's a 32-bit, then you'll have to use a 32-bit installer. For this case, I'm using a 64-bit installer. So I double click it, open, and then I start my icon, my application installation for the database engine. So when you click on that, you get this dialog box. Just click yes, continue. Postgres of course will start up, and there it is, it's installing. Just click next, keep everything default, go next, click next. Postgres always asks you to give a password. So when you're entering a password, be careful which password you're entering. First write it down on a piece of paper so you do not forget it, then you can put it in. Put a simple password but not so simple to crack. So in this case, for me, I'm putting the word password with the capital P, small a, 55W0RD. That's what I'm putting for my password, PA55W0RD. Then I click next. It always asks you, Postgres always asks you which port number to use. It's advisable to leave this port number as 5432, which is a default port number for Postgres. Just click next. Leave the locale as default. Click next again, and then continue. Click next, and then the application will start to install on your computer. Just hold on for a few minutes, then we'll be able to complete the database installation. So just hold on. As the database of course does install on your computer, I hope you don't forget your password. Okay, just hold on a few minutes. Okay, once it is done, to give you this dialog box, just unclick the Start Builder and then click Finish. So once it has finished installing, we need to verify whether the database has actually installed correctly. To do that, go to Start, go to All Programs, come to scroll down, then you'll find Postgres SQL 9.2. Click on it, then you have got the PG admin. Click on this one. Then of course it will start the Postgres for you. So when you start Postgres, you get a dialog box like this. So on this side, of course, you can see the server groups. You can see the server, it is one, and of course this is your Postgres server, and it's a local host, so locally hosted on this computer. So if I double click this, it will prompt me for a password to connect. So remember, the password you put here is the one that you actually set up when you are doing your install. So mine was PA55W0RD. I don't know what yours was. Then after that, don't store a password, don't click on store password, just click OK. So when you click OK, what happens is that it gives you it opens for you the databases that are on that particular instance that you have installed. Then you have got the login role, the group roles, the login roles. So if you click on login roles, it always creates for you a default login role, which is Postgres. And of course the database, you click here, it will give you, there's only one database, which is Postgres again. So what you are going to do is we need to create at this point a new database. Before we create a new database at this point, we must create a login role that we shall assign to the database. So we just go down to the login roles, right click and click on new login role. Of course, put the role name. I'm just going to call it DHIS2. I'll just call DHIS2. I come to the definition. I am going to maintain the password. I'm going to create a password for this login role, which is going to be the same, DHIS2, DHIS2, DHIS2. The roles and privileges, I'll just keep them simple. I'll say, or maybe can create database. I can be super user. Okay. Then role membership, I can just leave all this blank. And of course, so when you come back after that, you just click on the OK button. Click OK. So what will happen, as you see, it will create for you that user. So once you have created this user, DHIS2 user, click on the database icon, right click it and create a new database. So I am going to create this new database as, I'll just call it DHIS2 again. The database name again is DHIS2. So I'll just type the word, I'll just type the database name, which is DHIS2, my new database name. And of course, I'll always have to assign the owner, which is DHIS2. There it is. So nothing else you need to do. Only that's what's required. The SQL, of course, this is just saying create database DHIS2 with this encoding system. And the owner is this one, and limits that. So this is just what it is. So after that, you click OK. So when you click OK, it takes a second. Then it creates for you the database, a brand new database, which is blank, which is DHIS2. So once that is done, we have finally been able to install our database, our database engine. We have created our user role, login role, which is DHIS2. We have also created a new database, which is DHIS2, and assigned it to the new role that we have created. So once that is done, your database side is ready, and we can now continue with configuring the rest of the other parts of the system, then finally call our database to use it when the application starts. So once that is done, you can now close and go to the next step. Now, the next step you're going to do is, after I've installed the database, I'll just probably go back to our folder, and we shall go to number 3 to install the Java development kit in. So the Java development kit, we are going to open the folder, and of course always select, in my case it's a 64-bit, I'll say open up the 64-bit file, and I'll start the installation immediately. So I'll double click it. It will start, it will run the installer. So it's coming up. It takes some few minutes to install. So, and then after that we can configure the Java development kit. So it is starting. Here it is. It has come up. So it's asking me, welcome the installation wizard for Java SE development kit 8 update. So just click next to continue. Of course, you want it all to be installed. Just click next to start installing the Java development kit version 8 for the 64-bit. So this will take a while, so just hold your foot and let's it install on this laptop. Okay, it's copying files, new files. So hold foot, it's updating my Java on this laptop. Okay, just it's asking for destination folder. It's right now it's going to be installing in my C program files, Java, so I'm just going to leave it there like that, leave it as default, click next, and of course it will start. To install and update my Java development, my JDK on this machine. So it's almost done. So this takes a few minutes before it completes installation, and also depend on the speed. So the JDK, the Java SE development kit 8 update to successfully install. So that's done. So just say just close this. So now if you go to just verify and see if actually your Java development kit has actually been installed on your machine, let's go to start. We go to my computer, go to the C drive, come to program file, because mine was 64. If it was 32, it would be here. Then go to program files, then look for Java folder. Now you can see it has installed the JDK. Here it is, the Java JDK 1.8092. So this is my JDK. It has actually put it there. Okay, so once this folder has been put, once it has installed the JDK on my machine, in order to use the system to use the JDK, we must configure the JDK. And to configure the JDK to run, now that we have installed it, we need to go to the system environment variables and set it up. So basically what you're going to do, we'll go to start, right click my computer, go to properties, go to advanced settings, okay, then you come down here to environment variables, click on environment variables. So in environment variables, as you can see already, we have got the Java home. So if you look at the Java home, this Java home, it should be pointing directly to our new JDK. So if I click on the Java home and I double click it here, look at the path. So what I do, I have to go back to where my path is. I go back to start, my computer, go to C drive, come to program files, come to Java. So this is what I'm looking for. Click this folder. I want this path to be in my Java home. So I click the path, select the path, take the path, and come here in my Java home. I replace my this particular path, and I say I want it to run from there. So I want, when the Java home starts, I want it to point to the JDK in that location. So once you say OK, it means that you've been able to set it up. So your JDK is your Java home is pointing to the home directory of the installed JDK, and then of course you say OK. So it's OK, OK again. So that's it. You have been able to install the JDK on your laptop, and you have configured it. So once that is done, we continue to the next steps. This is how simple it is.